views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Where my girl.
Yeah.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's only taken us 9 years to get that right.
Right? It was kind of, although one time you weren't here and she jumped in and sang it, and I'm like, where did that come from? It was angelic.
She's an amazing singer. She was in choir for many, many years.
But she never sings that part, so
No.
I had no idea. And then all of a sudden she was like, .com. It was all fancy and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Do you know the reason why I do the opener?
Why?
Is because nobody else's ass stepped up to do it when we were starting the show. So that's why I do the opener. I would gladly give it to one of you fine people to do.
Well, I did it for 3 years, so.
Hi. I don't like having responsibility. I easily forget when I'm supposed to be responsible for things. I was on a call. I mentioned on here I started a new job not that long ago, and I was on a call, and they're like, we need somebody to take over, all this stuff that involve numbers. And if you know anything about me, I'm not a numbers person, nor is my job numbers oriented. Like, I'm numbers oriented when it comes to money. I can figure out your commission.
I know exactly how much is not in my bank.
I can figure out my commission down to a penny.
This is the tip that I give to my niece and my nephew and any child who comes to me for aid in math skills. I say, think of it like the fortune you're going to have. If you think of math in terms of money, you should have no problem with math whatsoever.
So I am thinking of it in terms of money, just not my money. I'm now apparently handling money, which is not anything I want to ever do. And it's not even physical money that you could count. It's like the books. And so nothing that I've ever, I'm HR. I'm not, this isn't stuff I do.
You're not accounting.
No, exactly. And that's what it is. And so they're sitting there on the conference call, and they're like, well, somebody needs to do this. Who's going to do this? And I'm sitting there like, fuck, I know they mean me. And finally they're like, the president thought it was you. And I'm like, okay. So needless to say, I guess I need to learn numbers other than my own paycheck. Like that's
Off the
where my
air,
numbers
because
are.
nobody sponsors us for this, I will tell you a couple of places to go to learn quick accounting procedures. Because I got thrown into that situation at a previous job too, where they're like, oh, by the way, you're going to be assisting in accounting. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3. And they're like, not quite.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
damn
then
it.
they're like,
Yeah.
Hi, I don't like responsibility may be the best opening line ever.
Yeah, so, that's what ties in. That's why I'm babbling about. I don't like things that I have to be responsible for.
There we go.
So definitely not jumping in on that one.
So I was going to name our show last week
Goth and a Pep
Goth
Club.
and a Pep Club, but I had to revert back to lifting your pits at Lowe's because we already have a video called Goth and a Pep Club.
Apparently I have discussed this before.
Nice. Good times.
That's hilarious.
So funny.
So I definitely have a ton of things I want to talk about this week. But
Okay.
Ron.
at one point I said, by the way, I need to talk about drones in a sex club. And they're like, how many sex club topics can you have for the night? And the
she
answer
said,
is plenty.
by the way, I have another sex club story because I mentioned drones. And she was like, I have another sex club story.
So
Speaking of drones.
Speaking of drones and sex clubs, so the first sex club story is I'm trying to get, I texted these ladies, but I'm trying to get this woman on who is a very mature individual. She's in her 80s, and she goes to sex clubs. Like, she goes to lifestyle parties.
As soon as you said that, I thought, I think I met her this weekend. And we'll talk about that.
So I'm like so intrigued by this because I've never been the kind of person who's like, when I get older, I'm going to live in a nursing home and knit, or play bingo or any of that. Like, I've never had that desire. This is now my future. Like, this is now.
Do you think anybody who is aging ever has the desire to sit in a nursing home and knit?
Yes. Yeah. Why else are they doing it? Right? Right? Like, what are you working for? You're working for the day that, that you're going to be in that nursing home.
Dave Griffith, I'm going to call your ass out. So I would just like to let you know.
Talk to Facebook.
I would just like to let you know the reason we have our phones in our hand is because we are sharing this video all around. We start the video a little bit early. Today we were running a smidge late because you probably don't live in Las Vegas, but it's windy as fuck out there, and there is a shit ton of accidents on the road because in Vegas we can't drive in weather, and any weather whatsoever. So, I put my phone down to talk to you. And feel free to dislike this or block us or whatever, but please don't make condescending fucking comments on our comment section, because I call all you motherfuckers out. This is not your place to advertise, and this is not your place to judge. Fuck off.
So, sex clubs.
Just don't tell us what to do. That's all I ask.
Don't tell me what to do.
Not unless you have a contract, for some of us anyway.
Sex clubs.
Sorry.
Old people.
So anyway,
The elderly in sex clubs.
whenever, when you go to sex clubs, you often see the older guy in the corner jerking it. Like, that's commonplace. I mean, if you've ever gone to the Rooster and you haven't seen an old dude in the corner jerking it, like, then you weren't there on the right night. Like,
You weren't there at all.
you were there on a Tuesday or
No,
something.
I've been there on a Tuesday. There's still a 90-year-old dude in the
True.
corner jerking
True.
it off.
Here's the thing. When you're referring to sex clubs and guys jerking off, that age ranges from 35 to elderly.
Oh, sure. I mean, of course, you have the younger guys jerking off, too, but I'm saying that younger guys tend to, jerk off amongst people. Like, there's always that older gentleman in the corner in the chair by himself, wang out, like, pants pulled up. He's not even pulling down the pants. Like, he's just unzipping, dick flopped out. And
he's just like jerking off to the entire room, not like a
Right,
single
yeah,
thing
yeah.
going
It's not
on.
any
He's
one
just like
person.
looking around jerking off. I'm like,
he hasn't locked eyes with a tit, like nothing like that. He's just sitting there, and he's like, just as sure as he was home watching Sanford and Son or whatever, he's just sitting there jerking it.
Wow, that is an old television reference.
So anyway, so that's that. You don't always see, you do see older women, but you normally don't see older women that are older.
the first time I went to Rooster, I did encounter a lady who was in her 60s or her 70s, and I was like, that gives me fucking hope for the future. Like,
does.
that's I want to be this 81-year-old lady still showing up to lifestyle parties with my little fucking walker going, who's got the whips, baby? Like, that's what I want to be.
That's like, I've seen my future. As soon as I heard of this, I'm like, I've seen my future and I like it.
For those of you who are tuned in for the first time or are being a dick on our Facebook, the Red Rooster is a sex club. Well, it's a club. It's a community
lifestyle,
club. It's
social
not
club.
like a
It's
business.
a social club.
It's a social club, and it's been here in Las Vegas forever.
Right.
I think they've
been here for quite
They have a
some
history on
time.
their website. You can
Yes.
see the website.
And we enjoy going there. We take field trips there often.
We do.
Although we haven't been to there in a while
haven't.
because we
I've got like
grasped onto the studios.
I would just like to let you know that I have encountered 3 people who all should have at some point been to the Red Rooster already, who have never been to the Red Rooster.
That's
and I want to make like a
insane.
fucking group field trip. And I told them all, I warned them all, listen, we will get there, we will drop off our drinks, I might have a drink, and then I'm naked and in the pool.
And okay, so if you want to get involved, you may want to hang out with one of these two. But if you want to be anthropological about it, like I do, where we just sit and watch you hang out with me.
I haven't had sex at the Rooster in the last 4 or 5 times I've gone. We've just gone to hang out
we
a
like
number
just
of
hanging
times.
out watching. I love dancing. You can dance.
You can
it's
drink.
one of those places where
It's cheap drinks.
Right, it's super cheap, and I love taking people there who have never been there. Or same with the studios.
I like walking around going,
You're like-
this is the only room I haven't fucked in.
Right. Or I love when I go into the studios and I bring somebody and We
desk
love
lady
Joyce
knows your
up
name?
front, and she's like, "Taxi's gonna give you a tour," and I'm like, "God damn it! You gotta bust me out, like, you haven't seen him before." So,
But you are our mistress of gangbangs, aren't you? Like the gangbang
I
coordinator.
whoa. Yeah, back it up.
We're buying.
reverse.
We got her a utility belt, right?
I am not a participant in the gangbangs.
No. You're just
For
the master.
anyone
Of,
who hasn't seen the previous episodes,
if you've ever been to a 3-ring circus, she's the master in the middle of the field, directing you on where to look and what to do.
I am excellent at giving you direction, at keeping the line nice and cordial, at ensuring that there's no trash left behind. Basically, consider me like what is the captain on a cruise ship? Your cruise director?
You're the Vanna White
Yeah.
of the Rooster Club.
Yes. I'm the Vanna White of your orgy. I will stand there and I will turn the letter E or O, and I will,
E for electric, O for orgasm achieved.
yes, and I will clap, hoping that you win.
And she won't help you disengage the condom, but she will provide the condom and show you where the nearest condom receptacle
And I'm
is.
actually very good at, and I've done this for friends because that's the kind of person I am. I've very much been like, I need to see that condom on your dick or you're not going in her. So
That is an
very
actual
much-
line that you have uttered.
Yes, that is an actual line that I have uttered. So
That's good shit right there.
I'm, that's the kind of friend that I am. I will make sure that your gangbang participants are safe.
At 81 years old, she will be your gangbang
That's what
mistress.
I'll be doing. I will be leaning on my walker, condoms hanging from a basket that Sierra knitted for me.
Yeah, just think, you don't have to wear the utility belt when
No.
you're 81. You
I
could
will-
have the utility belt and little baskets on your walker.
I will crochet you a series of, like that little utility belt you can put on your Home Depot bucket that holds all your
Yes,
tools. I will
yes.
make one of those for the front of your walker.
Yes, I want that, and I also want spray lube, so I can just. Nobody wants to stop.
reach into the middle of the action.
They make a really nice liquid-like lube that you can put into a water gun, and then you
I'm
can
okay with
just
that, but I want to be
super soaker the fuck out of people.
No, I just want to be like, I don't want to ruin the vibe, but if I notice my friend is drying up, I want to be the good person and be in there like, psst, psst, psst. Keep going. Like, I don't want to have to stop while I'm like, squirting the tube out or anything. So that's my goal.
Bree wants to know what, not a fluffer? She'll fluff for you.
I'm not a fluffer, which is why, Bree, we're friends.
I'll fluff for you if that's what you need. I'm really bad at hand jobs, just so you all know I'm terrible at them.
Well, you're just fluffing, though. You don't have to take them to...
Completion, true.
Yeah.
Just getting them prepped.
Yeah, even a bad hand job can do it. Yeah, so you're like jackhammering their penis. I don't know if that's quite the...
Look, I'll just put my hand up. You can hit me with the super
Yeah,
soaker
I'll
and
just
lube,
be all-
and then I can just chicka chicka chicka. And I got 2 hands. I
But
can
wait,
chicka chicka
we're
twice.
gonna be so good at this that I'm not even gonna have to look away. I'm gonna be able to like keep my eye on action and my eye on like the condom check and what's going on and everything, and I'll be like zapping the lube, and I'll just be like zzz, 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 zzz. Next, and there you go. This is basically.
It's really weird having the monitor on this side with the other
Isn't it?
monitor up there because I can see all of my hands moving at different speeds.
As you guys on Facebook notice, we have a brand new angle, so Sierra is like right up on the camera now. And her cleavage. That was the reason I moved it.
I was gonna wear, that dress I got at the winter weekend, the one with the music notes on it.
Yes.
It's like 2 sizes too big. I need to take it in. Otherwise, I would have worn it today. Because otherwise, it was just practically wearing a belt with my boobs hanging out. I know you guys would have been fine with that, but this show's classy.
We're classy and fuck.
It has become classy.
Like,
Let's get
Alexia
real.
didn't talk about shit this time.
Sarah brought it up the other day. There was a time when we used to always lift our shirts and show our bras.
Right.
We don't do that anymore.
So I have to share a little story about that, which I think I've told on here. But when I started the show, imagine my surprise at the end of the first show where they're like, bra shots. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I tell everyone I'm built like a 13-year-old pudgy boy. And I'm like, I don't want to do a bra shop, but I want it to be part of the gang.
Well, the
But
only
We still got a
eventually I
shit ton of comments on your
But
titties too.
Eventually I stopped, if you recall. I stopped, I wouldn't do
I
it.
believe the only real reason we started was because Sierra had just gotten a new beau, and he
Yes.
kept buying her these beautiful, lacy, frilly,
And
girly
she
bras.
still continued throughout the whole time we were doing bra shots. Every time was mainly because like she got this fancy new bra and it needed to be named.
we
And,
used to name them.
and then the others would show their bras, and I'm there like with my.
But the reason,
Like
the
my Hanes
big
tree.
reason
I brought
why
my-
you wanted to share is because it's hard for someone with your size of breasts to find beautiful bras.
It is very hard. It is not easy.
Yeah.
Most of the time you end up with 85 hooks and it looks like the lunch lady wore it a couple of times before you got to it. It's like you get beige and you get black, and most of the time it's beige or white. They're never pretty colors or patterns. And my ex, who was a total boob dude, was into making sure my boobs looked nice, and so
He clothed her boobs.
he did. He bought most of my bras during our relationship. Actually, I think he bought all of my bras during our relationship. I just bought my first 2 post-relationship bras, and I'm very proud of them. We found a brand that, so bras are cut differently depending on which brand it is. Like American brands, for some reason, it's like we don't have bottoms to our titties, so it just goes straight to nipple, and then so like my boobs look weird. They get pointy and shit in an American bra. Plus, American sizes don't really go up to what I wear. Polish bras are a lot more likely to have a higher neckline, so it's super hard to find anything. Like this is a pretty low line bra. You can't see it really, the top of the bra through here. The gore is short. And so we found this brand from the UK that the cups are the right shape for my titties. It's not easy. There's a lot of fucking trial and error involved.
And because of all this, Sierra is now a bra aficionado.
I am.
She is an expert. And society has changed a little bit. You can now find more pretty, larger size bras.
Not in mainstream stores. Still not
No.
in mainstream stores. Nordstrom carries one brand, but they price them at Nordstrom prices, which prices me right the fuck out of them. Even the 2 boutiques in town that definitely carry my size, they're boutique prices. They are boutique bras, so. But I at least have 2 places in town I can go to, both of them on the west side. One is Midwest and one is Northwest.
So, ladies, if you have any questions about where to find some pretty bras, Sierra is the expert.
Hit me up.
We'll start up a whole new Ask the Bra Lady expert. Bra
can
Lady
totally do that.
questions if you need one.
Can you measure boobs with just your hands?
Can I measure boobs with just my hands? No.
Can you work on that?
I'm going to have to touch a lot of boobs. I'm okay with this.
So it's actually a similar problem. Yeah, can you start there? Mine's well padded. That's well padded. It's very similar for somebody, like, for example, I wear a 42B. And
Those are not easy either.
They're not easy either because most people who are built my size around have boobs. Most plus size people, a majority have, average plus size titties or whatever. So
Bree is looking for a bra vendor. You may want to talk to some of the local stores that you go to.
Bree, I sent you a message about one of the local stores in town. So,
And Andrea needs a consult. See, I'm getting you business already.
see, all the boobs you're going to be touching.
I really should also sell my old bras when they're too worn out for me to wear anymore.
Say hi to Jeff, one of our favorite people.
Hi, Jeff.
And let's see. Hi, Linda and Jason. We don't show our bras anymore.
Sorry, Jason.
We've changed the way we do things.
I know, no one alerted Johnny.
Johnny, however, will show nipples.
He will. If you donate to our Patreon, he will show nipples.
I'll do the show topless.
Vendetta says, I just pictured Toxie as Bradley Cooper in An American Sniper with a super soaker waiting for dry parts.
That's essentially how it's going to be. Like, that's it. That's my life goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very excited. Like, I feel like I see my future. And it's much more bright than I had previously envisioned.
Well,
so.
I will start putting together my Plarn collection so that I can begin crocheting your walker caddy for all of your sex club needs.
And yeah, and I think I probably should start. I don't know. What do I do? Buy my sex supplies on Amazon? I don't know. Where do you get a lube sprayer?
A super soaker. There's a couple of lubes out there that are water-based lubricants, which are better for condoms, by the way. Please don't use the petroleum-based shit on your condoms. But they're water-based lubricants, so they will go through any water gun. And I say we just get you a backpack super soaker.
Where you keep it refilled. And I just walk around like I go around the entire
You're like the
sex
Ghostbuster
club.
of dry vagina.
Yes. That is amazing.
Just hit him with the stream. Don't cross the streams.
Oh, that could mean so much in a sex club.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna be there like cross the streams.
That's great. Hello, Stephen Hollingsworth.
So the other story I had, I was watching something on the news, and it turns out there was yet another sex club here. And it's a lifestyle club. It's in someone's home. It's not too far from the studio's location. And what had happened was the news had shown videos of the backyard, like with a drone. Like
Here in town?
Yes.
Did they get busted or
I'm
something?
like, well, yes, the neighbors kept reporting the house. The house is listed as a Zen Garden. So it's listed as a Zen Garden, but apparently you can rent out rooms there. Bottom line, they didn't have the right permits, but the neighbors kept calling and busting them. So, yeah.
Did the drones catch any pictures of naked
Nobody
dudes
was
running
outside,
across the
but the
backyard?
backyard looked amazing. I'm like, why couldn't I have heard about this before it was shut down?
That would have been amazing.
Eventually they'll have to reopen. I'm sure they'll get the right permits and reopen, because when you look at the back, you're like, oh no, this is meant for a sex club. Like, this isn't someone's house. There's like multiple pools and shit back there. It's amazing.
We need more sex clubs with pools, you guys. There's only one in town, and it's so disappointing. I mean, the club's not disappointing. It's disappointing that there's only one in town. Like, I want to be able to go to the studios and soak in a tub or a pool or
the
whatever.
problem. We go to the Rooster. Sierra, do you go in the pool too?
I have gone in the pool. It's been many, many, many years.
That pool is so chlorinated. You cannot put your
But
head
you
under the
see
water.
the cum floating.
Yeah, I have never seen cum
I
floating
have
in the
pointed
pool.
out cum floating while you were in it. I'm like, there's jizz floating past you.
That was probably my jizz. So
It probably was your jizz. But that doesn't change the fact that the jizz is floating by. And like, you're in there like, let's do, beautiful laps and be all flowy and relax on the side and everything. And I'm out on the side of the pool, like freaking out, like, you're gonna touch that jizz ball. Like,
it's a chlorinated jizz ball. At this point, it's been bleached beyond jizzification. Jizzification might be the name of the show,
stresses
by
me.
the
That's
way.
all. It stresses me because I know the jizz is gonna hit you. Like, I know
It's gonna hit me eventually anyway.
It's like a shark in the water.
At least in the pool, it's a sanitized shark.
I mean, that's true. That's
The
true.
chlorine is so heavy in that pool that once you just come to the edge of the pool, it just goes right up your
No,
nostrils.
it does.
And your brain is clean.
I know,
from
because
the
I
bleach.
sit in there while she's in there
Yeah.
because I'm a pervert.
And there's great pools.
And
Like,
I
there's
don't wanna-
great seating beside the pools.
There is,
And,
and
there's
I-
always people fucking
And
in
I
that
never
pool.
want to miss it. That's the thing. Like, I have to try and balance my being grossed out from all the jizz in the pool with the fact that, like, I totally don't want to miss out on this.
So you know what we should do? We should go and be the first ones in the pool one night. We should go there just as it opens, and then you can get in the pool with me. You can be the first one in before any jizz hits the pool.
Can we bring a black light?
Yeah.
Like, when we get out of the
I'm
pool,
okay with that.
Can we be like, zzz,
And then the pool just glows.
Yeah.
It's effervescent.
and then I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be like, I fucking told you.
So I think bleach glows under black light. So
Oh, never mind that.
yeah.
Jasper said no worse than the Tuscany pool after night.
True.
True that, Jasper.
You have been in all the bash pools.
Except if you in the Tuscany pool, it's fucking baby oil and it's not jizz. It's not there has been no jizzification of the Tuscany pool.
Yeah, that pool is totally human soup, though. By the way.
Yeah, but
Like,
they have to drain it for us. But Jasper, I mean, I feel like you might be an expert on the Tuscany.
It's
Cool.
body oil and oil from the day. It's got a coconutty smell.
It's people reapplying their sunscreen, and by people I mean myself. Sorry, guys, I'm a fucker. What can I say? I'm the asshole reapplying it because.
Andrea says, beautiful laps at a sex club. You're doing PT way differently than I did. Sanitized Shark would be a great band name. And Vendetta says, best jungle cruise tour guide ever. On the left, there's a chlorinated jizz ball. On the right, we see the older gent who supplied it.
That's basically how it is. Literally, like, you know that shot from that dude in the corner?
Listen, if the dude in the corner made it all the way into the fucking pool, we're going into a private room. That is a distance shot.
He's 90. He's not going again.
Andrea,
that was it. He worked all week.
Andrea said something, and I think we should get you a hat to go with it that says CSI on it. She says Toxie is going to CSI the whole experience.
Listen, I have so many skills that are being underutilized at these sex clubs.
You know, a black light might come in handy to find out who needs more lube, too.
True. I mean, I just plan to, like, look like if I hear you squeaking, I'm gonna squirt. Like that's if I.
Hey, that's my motto.
Right.
If I hear you squeaking, I'm gonna squirt.
That's basically it. So we can share that motto. They just mean different things.
Yeah.
So that was my sex club story. There was one we missed out on because the neighbors complained.
Do you remember what part of town it was in?
Yeah, near her.
It was near me, I guess. Yeah. It was not my house, by the way. My HOA
I
would
checked.
be. The old people who live next to me
Don't
would have a
even think I didn't
goddamn
check.
heart attack. You
So
were like,
the
"Is that Tom?"
Rooster, all of the sex clubs are by your house.
They are.
Yeah.
I live in a
They're on the
sexy
front
part of
side, yeah,
town.
The studios are like right around the corner.
Rooster's
The
right around the
Rooster's
corner.
Right around just down the highway a little
Why
bit.
do you think I want to stay on that side of town? Like, I want to buy a house over there so that I can be equidistant.
East
Oh,
side for
God.
the win. I'm telling you.
Sex
Tim.
clubs galore, baby. Plus, we got a
CS
Costco nearby.
CSI come scene investigator.
Come see an
You
investigator.
are creating my future for me, and I love this.
Come see an
This
investigator.
is it. Between this and my gig at,
As the gangbang.
as the gangbang officiant, what is the best term? Vendetta, you're gonna know. I need the best term for my gangbang concierge services. I need it to be something fancy, but it's really gotta speak to people as to what it is. They have to know that, there are services that I'm going to provide, such as this lube squirt, and ensuring safety and that everyone has condoms and that the line stays neat, that proper time periods are utilized. If someone's, going too long, I'm going to make them move it along.
Like,
What
time's
is
up,
this?
buddy. Time's
So
up.
would you help
No.
in the helping them move it along?
Absolutely not.
Would you tickle their prostate?
Nope.
Or?
Nope. It is not that kind of service. I'm a legit businesswoman.
I'm the fluffer, and I will apparently also do the expediting the services.
Yes. If we need someone to go faster, I'm
I'm
just going
in-
to give you the signal and you're going to stick a
You
finger
know,
in and
I
that's it.
handle logistics in my normal everyday job. I can handle these logistics as well. I'm gonna have a prostate tickler that I'll put a condom on and just right up in there, just get you done, lickety split.
This is amazing. So we need a name. Polite Orgies by Toxie. I kind of like I'm going to give you a polite concierge experience.
Fornication activities director.
I like that as well.
That is
I
a
like
good one.
that. So keep them coming. I mean, I really need to.
The
I need
orgasmic
to
master of ceremonies?
Trademark this. So, I need to Vanna White this shit and get that going.
Speaking of sex clubs, I did not go to one this weekend. I instead went to my very first private lifestyles party. And because of all of the agreements that are arranged in order to keep this sacred and secret, I'm not going to disclose who I went with or who was there. There were some older people there. And I got to tell you, the older people are sometimes a little bit fucking kinkier than the younger people because they're into the weird old shit, the old weird shit that we all just kind of stopped doing, but they're still into it or whatever. but they're also a little more gentle on their flogging techniques, I've noticed. Like, I'm into like a good warm up, but then I needed to come down hard, and they just never did. I felt like it was just
So many different ways to take this.
it just felt like a constant build. There was a lot of and so it never happened, and I was just like the whole time. And then I looked away for a second, and I looked back, and the couple had switched who was doing what to whom, and I was like, but there was never. It's still just That's it. That's all there is. It was crazy, but I enjoyed the ever living shit out of it. I can't talk about who was there, but there was people there that you would know. Actually, you guys would know who I went with. We all know those people. But anyway, there was a person there. Particularly, I was a little bit like celebrity struck because it's a popular person in the BDSM community locally. And I was like, I've only ever seen this person do public things with people. I've never seen like them do anything private. But then we had to leave to go drink with pirates. So I didn't get to see anything still with them, but I did get to participate.
Was that the same night that you texted us at like 2 a.m?
Yeah, I started my evening at a private lifestyles party, and I ended it seriously fucked up with pirates. So seriously fucked up with pirates that I think I've been conscripted onto a pirate ship, and I'm going to be...
Your name. Can you share your pirate name?
I think I can. I'll have to pull up the text, because I don't remember it.
You knew it at 3
Are
a.m.
you going to be a pirate wench, or are you going to be a pirate?
I don't know yet.
I'm assuming wench.
I don't know. I think I'll
That's
figure it out when I get there.
I know. The sail lifter. I don't know. I know nothing about pirates.
Where was this text that I sent you guys?
As long as they don't stick her on the front of the boat, you know, like they have those carved mermaids or whatever on the front of the boat.
Oh my god, that would be kind of amazing though. You are the... Wait, hold on.
Where was it?
Your pirate name is Siracha,
Where did I put that text?
also known as cock sauce.
Concierge on a pirate ship. That was from Andrea.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was... I think I just... How did I just send that to you? I was so drunk I didn't even text the right people that night. I sent a text message to one group, and I think I meant to send it to this group. And
So your mom and your uncle now know that your sex name is Siracha.
No. I just sent that to you, but I'm pretty sure I meant to send that to
There were so
everybody.
many reactions when I got up in the morning.
Yeah. My pirate name is Siracha, also known as cock sauce. Yes, my pirate name is Siracha, apparently. There were some quotes of that night. There was, if my nuts have dust, I must be old. Uncle Chum's got your nose, and I went to New Orleans and got cock and balls. Also, my pirate name
I
is
have to tell
Siracha.
you, I'm very impressed that you're still grammatically correct.
Do
and
you know how long it
everything
sends
you
me to send a text message when I'm shit-faced? I will show you how I send text messages when I'm shit-faced. Because my right eye is no good when I'm drunk.
Because my next morning ones are me in the bathroom, followed by like, gobble, 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 goop, gobble, gobble.
Yeah.
The actual words, gobble,
Probably.
gobble.
I don't know.
I try really hard
Half
to
of
be...
it doesn't make sense.
I try really hard to be grammatically correct especially when I'm drunk. Pussy and penis participation coordinator. That is a good one. The P&P participation coordinator.
Bye, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. Thanks for tuning in.
Group activity director, come compliance manager. I actually come compliance manager. You could be the come compliance manager.
I'll be the compliance manager. I dropped my lid.
So I just need the...
You're the officiant. You're like the person thing. You're just the...
I'm like when you go to the
coordinator.
circus, I'm like the guy in the cute outfit, but I'm not going to interact with the animals. But I'm going to make sure y'all are having fun.
There
Master of
better not
ceremonies.
be any animals involved, any sex orgies that you guys go
You're
to.
the
Please.
ringmaster.
That's
Well,
it, the ringmaster.
You're the ringmaster. Well, furries. There's an exception for furries.
Furries, that's what...
Furries are not animals.
Oh my god.
She just got wet thinking about coordinating a furry orgy.
Can we make this happen? How can this happen? My life is beautiful. Like I am. I've seen the future and I love it. And I'd like to coordinate a furry orgy. if anyone would like to participate, please let me know. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Isn't there a yearly furry convention here in town?
There are conventions.
There's furry conventions all over the country. There's actually one
But here in town, she's not going to travel
Yeah,
for
no,
it.
number one, yeah.
she would travel for a furry orgy.
Yeah.
You know, there was one in Pennsylvania a couple of years ago that I
do
almost
remember
went
that,
to
yeah.
because it was a combination sci-fi furry convention.
No.
So
And
they
the
might lose me
theme
there.
and the theme was sci-fi monsters. Like, I was like, I'm going to go and get it on with the fucking werewolf. Like, that was what I wanted to do, but it didn't happen.
I thought maybe you said sci-fi furry. I was thinking there's a lot of furry things in Star Wars.
I would totally be a tribble, just so you know. I would show up at a sci-fi furry convention as a fucking tribble. And I'd be like, you want to meet the trouble with tribbles?
I would be the unsexiest furry. Like, you know how the girls are like, I have cute little cat ears and a sexy little tail. And I don't know, I'd be coming up as like the rat carrying pizza in New York. I'd be like schlepping my, my fat ass tail up.
I'm the big
like,
fat bulldog sitting in the corner,
Yeah.
breathing a little heavy, like, you got a biscuit? I need a biscuit.
That's essentially whatever the unsexiest creature is that could be in a furry, smelly costume.
Now, from
Sci-fi
what I
con
understand
by
of the
furry.
furry culture, when you are dressed as the animal, you are the animal. So you
You
have
are
to
the
have the
animal.
animal mannerisms, and you.
Yes.
Okay.
So you do, you play the sexy kitty, but again, I'd be like poking people with my rhinoceros horn and be like, get out of the way, whatever.
Like, fuck my ass. Because Toxie takes it in the butt. Just so we... I haven't done that in a while.
That one's been a minute.
Yeah, that was the greatest setup for that one. That was good.
Oh, God.
Woo! Been a minute.
Okay,
I think
so
we got a
furry
10-minute
conventions.
warning,
We
yeah.
did get a 10-minute warning.
You have some more topics.
Furry conventions.
Did we get a 10-minute warning?
Yeah, we got
did.
a 10-minute warning.
We did. So, guys, I'm super child free this week.
Nice. Is that nice?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a never.
Are
So
you like coming to my house for the
if
weekend?
yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
what's going
thinking.
on?
I'm like, who's gonna invite me to their house? Like, someone needs to.
I have prom this weekend, so.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there while you're at prom, and I'll be like masturbating in your bedroom, eating all the snacks from downstairs.
Do me a favor, can you give baby daddy a blowjob? He really needs one.
Is he getting cranky?
No, he's just like, he just needs one. I don't think he's had one in a while. He needs one. Like, I know how I get when I haven't had oral sex for a while.
Baby daddy, listen, I'm on my way to get snacks out of y'all's refrigerator.
I'm going to
But
blow you on the way
first,
out.
I'm just gonna give you a blowjob. I heard you've been cranky. Listen, this is stepping out of the comfort zone of my concierge services. But
Sorry about that, guys. I did not have
I'd
it
be
completely
totally
muted.
down DJ music at these orgy events anytime. Is music played at these? So some of the sex clubs have music. The studios has like a DJ outside now, out back.
Really?
Oh
Really?
yeah, out on the back porch.
I haven't been in a few weeks.
Yeah. Never
And
been
it's
there
like
since last
literally right around the corner.
It is
Yeah,
like two,
yeah,
it's 2
yeah.
blocks from my house, you guys. It's ridiculous.
It's funny because like when we lived there and they're always like, what is this place?
We're like, it's a social club.
We're gonna go in and get naked.
'Cause we're mostly like we dress like we're going to our best friend's house. Like we wear t-shirts and jeans to this place.
Right.
And then
I was just gonna say it's we were going so often for a while that we go to like the Denny's across the street to have dinner before we head over to the sex
The
club.
Rooster, the Longhorn. Like the Longhorn was the best.
that's the place. After
place.
Rooster shuts down, you should go over to the Longhorn, and that's like you and half of the fucking Rooster patrons. Everybody's smelling like lube, sex, and old
Right,
condoms,
you
eating
know, and then
$2.99 steak.
Right, and you're sitting there, you're gnawing on that $2.99 steak, and you're like, I saw what you did in the orgy room. Like, all right, you deserve that corn on the cob. You go.
We need
for
to go to
that.
Longhorn so I can eat another giant burger and get another certificate.
Yeah, those are amazing. So, That's what my ex-husband always used to get.
These
when
are
we'd
all
go.
called Vegas classics, just so you know.
For sure. So, and it was just making me think, because there they always had like the, many times there were hot, sexy cops who probably weren't hot and sexy, but we were drunk, and the fact that they were cops like totally made it like this is the best night ever. But I actually want to ask if you guys, when you're talking to someone, if they tell you this is what I do for a living, is there anything that's an immediate like, oh yeah, oh God, yeah?
Like
Like,
a
is there a
job description.
profession that turns you on?
Any actual scientist turns me right the fuck on. If they're like, yeah, I'm a biologist and I work with blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't care what happened after the ist happened. Like,
So scientists,
yeah, any scientist.
I'm
about
an
you?
ist person
you're
too.
a scientist.
Ologist person.
So this guy told me,
Not just ologist, physicist, just an
like you're
ist.
very
Ist. Yeah,
any
yeah.
any ists. What about gynecologist?
Yeah,
Be
That
all
works.
right.
That works too.
they know their way around.
True.
I don't know if I would marry one because he'd probably get tired of seeing the punani.
Right. Right.
So, but
At some
that
point
might,
you'd
that
be
might be
like-
okay too, you know, because sometimes I need a break.
So I had this guy told me he's a fireman, and I don't know if he is.
my
I have
panties
no
just
idea.
fell off.
But that was mine too. I'm like, just take my panties.
That is
Just-
a common.
You
that
could
is
be
a
an asshole.
common panty dropper, yeah.
But it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the one type of job that you're like.
Military
oh.
too. I like anybody in the military.
I do
usually.
like military. I have a thing for military, actually.
Vendetta, I just like to let you know that when you buy a $2.99 steak, $2.99 steak, you get a $2.99 steak.
Yeah.
Well, but
When
you
I said
also
we-
get potatoes, and you also
Right.
get
Salad.
some rubbery
Right,
vegetables
you get a
and
side,
salad.
You get a
and-
salad.
Usually the
And a
mashed potatoes
roll.
is the best part.
Yeah.
But when I talked about gnawing on the steak after, I mean, I wasn't kidding. Like, you are gnawing on
It's
that steak.
Beef jerky in the
So,
shape of a T-bone.
Yeah. Amazing. Like, the one time we went crazy, we had Desi with us, and we're like, we're going to get steak and lobster. And then after we're like,
Lobster was
you
like
don't
the
fuck, yeah. You don't fucking get lobster at the Longhorn. You just don't do it. But it sounded amazing at the moment.
So yeah, I think any of those service-oriented ones, when guys tell me they're in the military, that's kind of a panty dropper for me too. Policemen, firemen. I wouldn't marry any of
Sometimes
those
I don't even
guys.
need to hear them say it. The haircut gives it.
I just need to
True.
know. They could have walked past the fire hall.
That's right.
Yeah, the
I'm
haircut
like, yes.
totally gives them away. Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
I
of those
know, that's for
service-oriented,
sure.
any
So,
ist.
so you just met this guy, and he said he was a fireman.
Oh no, I was just talking
Oh.
to him. He's like a fireman, and I'm like, I love you. I don't. It's just how it
I'll have
happens.
your babies.
Yeah, can you put your babies in my uterus? Just put them right in. But then it got me thinking, like, what other jobs are there? Like, I love guys who have very interesting jobs. Like, I'm very much someone who likes to talk about work and stuff. It's.
I just like to let you know when you've submitted a good comment when you've got all three of us giggling and we can't keep our thoughts on
Right.
track. So Vendetta says, as an aspiring arsonist, I would technically be a fireman, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He's also an ist.
Also an ist.
So
And a
so
serial
Vendetta,
killer.
all around.
Serial killers.
You got all three. You just hit them. Boom, 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 right there.
Serial killers we don't know, though. The ones that get caught, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, like we're not sending mail to them and our panties in prison, but if they have the potential to be a serial killer.
Although, didn't Charles Manson marry like 5 women or
Yeah,
something?
they
Some shit
all
like that
do.
after he was
They
in
all
jail?
do.
So,
Whatevs, man.
all right. I think we're down to
3
Time.
minutes. Oh, 1 minute.
all right.
You're just making them up now. Like,
He's going to
We
throw
were
us
going to
back
talk
like
about
30
some actual
seconds.
news, but talking about sex clubs was so much more fun, I have to say.
Yeah,
And
the news this week has basically been fucking depressing, and no one's worth mentioning.
if I have any time this week, I'm going to draw Toxie in the Ghostbusters outfit with the gun.
Posing lube down on
Yes.
everybody,
I'm Alexia.
Toxie.
and Sierra,
We will see you next week.
if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.